Okay, so we're expanding brackets and simplifying any algebraic terms that we get as far as we can. So when we expand brackets, we have to remember that numbers or letters outside of brackets are telling you to times everything inside the bracket to divide that thing. So here we're saying we're doing 4 lots of 3t and we're doing 4 lots of 7. So we know what 4 lots of 3t are, they're 12t's. We know what 4 lots of 7 are, 28. And because we've got a plus sign, then that's going to be an add in the middle there. So it's 12t's plus 28. Can't simplify that down anymore because we're talking about so many t's and a number on its own. This one, a little bit of working to do, so we'll do bracket by bracket. So this one is saying we've got 5 lots of everything inside that bracket. So we've got 5 lots of 2k, which is 10k, and then we've got 5 lots of 4, which is 20, but there's a minus sign, so minus 20. This one we have to be really careful because we're talking about a negative sign outside here, a minus sign. So we're going to be saying things like negative 3 times k. Well, that's a negative times a positive, so it's going to take away 3k, negative 3k. And then we've got a negative times a positive number here. So we've got a negative times positive, which makes it negative. So that is going to be negative 9, let's take away 9. So we've got to think of this as negative 3 times k and negative 3 times positive 3. So in other words, keep the sign with the thing to the right. Negative 3 there, take away 3 times each of these, and then you get the right signs in the next stage. Now we bring like terms together. So we've got 10k's, and that says take away 3k, so it's 10k take away 3k, which we recognise as 7k. And here we've got to be careful, guys, because this is saying take away 20, so we think of that as negative 20, and it's take away 9, so we're going to take away 9 from that. So we're going negative 20, 9 take away from that, we're going down the number line to negative 29, take away 29. So we end up writing 7k's take away 29. This one, again, BIDMAS, when there's lots of operations involved, we end up doing the bracket part first and then bring the 7y back in at the end. So we're going to have to do the 5 times 3, 15. 5 times 5 is 25. We've got a positive times a negative, which makes a negative answer. So that's going to be negative 25y. We've still got the 7y to deal with, so we now bring that back in. So we end up with 7y plus 15 take away 25y. Well, what we've got to deal with is 7y's take away 25y's. So that means we've gone down to negative 18y's, and we've still got the plus 15. So negative 18y plus 15. Okay. Now, in an ideal world, you guys should be getting into the habit of checking what you've done actually works, because whatever this is should give you the same answer if y had a value as what this had. So let's just do a little example of how you can check whether you've done things right. Always, the idea of the letters is that they can be given any values we want. If we're using this as a formula and so forth, or an expression for dealing with something, then y could take any value. That's the purpose of a variable. So because it can take any value, we're simply going to say, well, let y equal a simple number, 1. So what does this tell us to do? Well, it's telling me to do 7 lots of 1 plus 5 times 3 take away 5 lots of 1. Well, we've got 7 lots of 1, which is 7. We do the bracket here, so we've got 5 times 1 is 5, 3 take away that is negative 2, and 5 lots of negative 2 is negative 10. So we end up doing 7 take away 10, which is an answer of negative 3. So now we go to here, and we say we've got negative 18 times 1, which is going to be negative 18. We then add in the 15. Well, negative 18 plus 15, we'll count up the number line to get to negative 3. So both ways we end up with negative 3. So again, it's something to develop, guys, a skill of checking your answers to make sure that you haven't made any silly mistakes. So whatever value you gave the variable in the original expression, then the answer expression should give you the same answer. Otherwise, they're not the same thing. And the whole point is that you're expanding to get something that might be a little bit simpler to work with. So that's a run through of working with expanding and simplifying brackets.